Good morning. The complicated issue was whether a woman, married woman or a woman living with somebody as husband and wife without legal marriage are entitled for maintenance, under which provision of law and before which court, whether she is entitled for maintenance under all provisions of law is a major question to be answered. So finally the Supreme Court has given a best verdict about these issues, how to file applications, what are the duties of the person who is approaching for maintenance. So AAR 2021 Supreme Court 569, Rajneesh versus Neha and another. This is the case where 125 CRPC 2425 of Hindu Marriage Act and Section 436 and 37 of Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act, Section 18.2 and 23 of the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act. They say maintenance claim overlapping jurisdiction under different enactments, mandatory for applicant to disclose previous maintenance proceeding and orders passed therein subsequent proceedings. Court would take into consideration maintenance already awarded in previous proceeding and grant adjustment or set up of said amount in subsequent proceeding. So then again, interim maintenance under Section 24, party claiming maintenance, spouse or partner in civil union, live-in relationship, common law marriage is required to file application for along with affidavit of disposal of assets and liabilities, including pending proceedings as mandatory requirement. So this is also necessary. Therefore, this case will help one of the follower who want citation about living in relationship. Kindly go through this and keep this judgment after downloading it on your file. Then again 125 Class 2 CRPC, Special Marriage Act, Hindu Marriage Act, Hindu Maintenance, Adoption and Protection, all these things has been discussed. Criteria for determining, test for determination of maintenance in a matrimonial dispute depends on financial status of husband and standard of living that wife was accustomed to in her matrimonial home. Then again an important ratio was that Section 51, 55, 58, Order 21 of CPC, read with 28 of Criminal Procedure Code, Hindu Marriage Act, Section 28, 25 and 28 of Protection of Women from Violence Act. Then all these things say that order or degree of maintenance may be enforced like degree of civil court as provided by Section 51, 55 and 58, 60 read with Order 21. Then maintenance, date from which maintenance to be awarded. Right to claim maintenance must date back to date of filing. They say that even though a judicial discretion is conferred upon a court to grant maintenance, either from the date of application or from the date of order in Section 125(2), it would be appropriate to grant maintenance from the date of application in all cases, including Section 125. So they say it must be from the date of this. Then they have discussed the AAR 2016 about living in relationship with the they say gender neutral definition to domestic violence, physical abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse and economic abuse. This was they have discussed about that. And finally They have deeply discussed all provisions of respective act which were referred and how to grant maintenance. So kindly go through this judgment, wherein the Supreme Court says this case was referred to Supreme Court by specially against interim maintenance filed in section 125 CRB is the respondent wife minor son. And family court wide detailed order awarded increments of 15,000 per month and 5,000 for the respondent to son. Then it was challenged before criminal writ petition for the Bombay High Court. Bombay High Court dismissed it. Then they have filed SLP, and in which after a detailed doctrinal as well as non-doctrinal approach in delivering the judgment. Therefore, the judgment may be treated as Magna Carta for maintenance cases, because all guidelines are there, and the court also directed that what all are the major particulars should be contained in maintenance cases whenever you file maintenance cases. Then they also referred section 106 of the Evidence Act. Income of one party is often not within knowledge of the other spouse. The court may invoke section 106 of the Evidence Act if necessary, since the income assessed liabilities are within the period of knowledge of the party concerned. During course proceedings, there is change in the financial status of any party, there is a change of any relevant circumstances, or if some new information comes to light, the party may submit an amended supplementary affidavit which would be considered by the court at the time of final determination. So they have also discussed about 106 of the Evidence Act. Then they say, what all are the factors to be decided for considering maintenance? Status of the parties, reasonable wants of the claimant, independent income and property of the claimant, number of persons non-applicant has to maintain. The amount should aid the applicant to live in similar lifestyle, non-applicant liabilities, provision for food, clothing, shelter, education, medical attendance and treatment, payment capacity of the non-applicant. Some guesswork is not ruled out while estimating the income of the non-applicant when all the sources or correct sources are not disclosed. The amount awarded is adjustable against amount awarded under section 24 of that. So these things are there. Therefore, by this judgment, I want to remind you that for maintenance, you can file under section 125, Hindu Marriage Act, Special Marriage Act, and DBC Act, and Hindu Maintenance and Adoption Act also. Then other question was, living in relationship entitle woman to claim maintenance against the person with whom she is claiming to have lived as her husband and wife. Thereafter, application, if the maintenance is not obeyed, it could be executable in view of section 51, 55, 58 and 68 CPC read with order 21 procedures. Then maintenance should be awarded from the date of application. Finally, 106 Evidence Act may be applied if the other side is not giving or coming forward to disclose their income, proper income. So the court can presume certain facts under section 106 of this. So these all are important. So every criminal lawyer and family court lawyers must keep this judgment on your file and record, and so that you can prepare your application properly and get proper